host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. The city's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so live.
I'm Madison Silver. I'm with Fortress Foundation Solutions, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, we love Madison. Well, good morning, Frederick. Today is Wednesday, October 16th, and I'm your host, Danny Gurry. Welcome to show number 140. All right, let's talk about what's happening during this show today. Of course, we got our local news, weather, and sports with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express. We'll also go over what's happening in Frederick, all the events from the best calendar in all the land. And we've got a few interviews, one with Keisha from HH Travel. We've got Robert Wilson from William F. Moran Museum Foundation. And we've got Jordan from Falling Squares today. All right, don't forget, when you buy the Good Morning Frederick merch, which is available for purchase at the home of everything Frederick, which is 401 North Market Street. The shop is open from Thursdays to Sundays. And go in there, buy the fleece, buy the beanie. Oh, I got cool hats. Where are they? Hang on one sec. These just came in, these cool trucker-like hats. I think they're very, very snazzy. Yes. So these will now be available in the shop as well. I'll make sure and get those in ASAP. So if you want to head in there tomorrow and pick up some merch, you can do it when you buy the Good Morning Frederick merch, all the way down to stickers, magnets, our ornaments, fleece, t-shirts. Still got some tank tops. I know it's too cold probably to wear them, but you never know. We've got it all out. When you buy the merch, all the proceeds are donated to a local organization. And from August to December, well, November, actually, I need to update this because Christmas Cash for Kids is the first week in December. So anything now through November will be donated to Christmas Cash for Kids, and any December proceeds will pick a new charity to go there. I'm going to make myself a note, update that. Anyway, so buy the merch and you get something cool, and the kids of Frederick County are going to get it Christmas. I need to update the dates on. Okay, got it. All right. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. I know we've hit 1,000 and then everybody's like, okay, that's over. Well, it's not. Every 500, we're going to do another big giveaway. And so I'll figure out what the giveaway is going to be when we get there. But we're at about 1,030, I think. So let's get us to 1,500. 1,500 by the end of the year, I think, is definitely doable. It is October. If we get to 1,500 before December 31st, I'm going to give away something big. I'm going to talk to the Maryland Lottery, and we're going to do something big for you guys, okay? So please subscribe, get your friends to subscribe, and make sure you're telling everybody about Good Morning Frederick. And if you've just subscribed and are joining us, welcome. Welcome to the show. And if you're like, hey, I don't know, some girl made me subscribe and here I am. What the heck is this show all about? Well, it is all about Frederick, Maryland. The events, the community, the people, the businesses and nonprofits that make up our great town. And it is a great town. So if you live here, it reminds you what a great town we are. And if you're thinking about moving here, well, you should, because we're a great town. All right. Don't forget about the podcast. If you're in the car, you just want to listen, you can find us on all the platforms where you get your podcast, Amazon, we're on iHeart, Spotify, etc. All right, let's get this Wednesday rolling right along. Thank you to Good Morning Frederick sponsor, We Help You Move. No matter whether you're moving across the street or across the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make that process easy. We Help You Move is veteran owned and a huge supporter of this Frederick community. WeHelpYouMove.com. It's now time to get started with WFMD's Morning News Express, Bob Miller and Chris Michaels. Good morning.
See what happens in the morning when you break your glasses. Don't you hate that? It's like, yeah.
What did you do?
I go through glasses. I don't know. It's like Chris goes through razors shaving his head or something like that. I mean, it doesn't matter where these were probably expensive, a little more expensive, and they lasted a little longer. Or my wife buys them by the dozen off of Amazon, because I break them all the time, or they fall out and I lose them or whatever.
So are those like reading glasses?
Yes, because I'm old, Danny. I'm old.
Well, I'm old too, but see, I have the contact. One of mine is for reading and one is for distance.
Oh, I couldn't handle that. No.
Have you ever seen? I'm sure you heard of the TV show Sanford and Son, right? But have you actually ever seen Sanford and Son? Okay, Bob, you totally remind me of Fred Sanford. Every time he, is looking for a pair of glasses, he opens up his drawer and there's like 1,000 pair of glasses in there, and he's going through all of them. That's something you need to do, is invest in those. Buy like 30 pairs of those over at Walgreens for $1. No,
and the dollar ones don't work. They don't. I mean, not all reading glasses are made the same, and so you still have to buy. I mean, I've tried the dollar store ones, and they don't work well for me. So, hey, speaking of good TV, my wife made me watch this when she was up visiting her mom. She watched it, and I didn't think I was going to like it, but I did. The new version of Matlock.
Oh, what?
The new version of Matlock, Kathy Bates.
Wow.
She is Matlock. And I'm not going to give anything away, but if you can find it, you know what? It was surprisingly good. And it had, it's just on, I think they're only on the first episode. So I think it comes on tomorrow or something like that. But watch it and tell me what you think, because I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And Linda was like, well, I watch it. It's very well written.
Okay.
And she goes, and it's got a couple little plot twists to it.
Very nice. Okay. Might have to check that out. I
Yeah.
remember watching Matlock when you're home from school
Right.
or, sick. I remember that. Yeah.
And it's seersucker suit. It's white seersucker suit.
See, yes, I do.
Right?
And Andy Griffith was on the original, correct? Was it Andy Griffith that was on
Yes,
the
it
original?
was Andy Griffith.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
Andy Griffith.
I'm not big on remakes of TV shows, but if this one's good, I wouldn't mind checking it out. I remember I was a big fan of The Odd Couple, the original with Tony Randall and Jack Klugman, one of the greatest shows ever. And then they tried to redo it a few years ago. It was absolutely brutal. I think it lasted like a year, and that was it. So
maybe
if you're
two.
gonna,
Matthew Perry, right? Matthew Perry was on
late
that.
Matthew Perry. If you're gonna redo something, you had better damn well make sure you're doing a good job because sorry, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I text Danny last night. Okay, it's not as bad as Ashley's Chaps. I'm just saying.
It's her show. It's her show.
I caught that later, man. I was dying of laughter, man.
Well, I mean, I don't want to imprint that again in people's brains, but there you go.
Yeah.
That's why you're so
YMCA.
Oh, very good. Very good. Oh, I
guess
can't wait to see those photos.
DuPont Circle on a Friday night.
Oh, boy. Bob, let me tell you, I got some stories for you when I used to work in D.C., okay, getting off by mistake on the Metro when I first moved here. All right, I was supposed to get off over at the National Zoo and accidentally got off over on DuPont Circle. It was a Saturday night. Holy cow. I saw cops. I saw firemen. I saw motorcyclists. I saw every kind of trade you could possibly think of. Party. Yeah. Anyway.
You
wondering what the construction workers are doing out at 9:30 at night.
I'm so sorry, Danny. We took, here's Danny trying to have a great local show.
Right.
And here comes me.
All the positive things about Frederick, and now people are thinking about, never mind. I can't go there. I won't go there.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
there you go.
Oh, boy. Good morning. Good morning.
Speaking of pandas, did you see the National Zoo? A couple pandas coming.
Want a panda so badly. Oh, my gosh. They're so adorable.
Mm-hmm. Pandas more adorable than koala bears or not?
No.
I do think because pandas koala are only docile because they're drugged by the eucalypt. So when they eat the eucalyptus leaves, it actually is a depressant, and that's why they seem very docile and calm, but they're not. But the pandas are just like floofy stuffed animals. I just want to squeeze them. So I would vote
koala
panda.
Bears. I ask Ashley, and he'll probably say koala bears, right?
No, probably not. No.
You think you go pandas?
Because I'm telling you, well, and now it's illegal to hold them. You can't like in the petting zoo things that they have now, you can get a photo with one and you can pat them, but you cannot hold them any longer because they're not very nice, to be honest.
Well, same thing. You can get pictures with all three of us, but you can't hold us.
Speak
unless
for
Chris
yourself.
has that special pair of chaps on. then he doesn't mind you getting a little grabby.
It's 35 degrees this morning, okay? I'm not literally going to freeze my butt off, okay, with buttless chaps. Anyway, don't we have some news we got to talk about?
Oh, do you? You got some news today?
I come with news. By the way, real quickly, we had Rick Weldon on the show today. It's Support Your Chamber Day. Support Your Local Chamber Day, I should say. And great insight on the Chamber of Commerce. And I know you're big on local business, which is one of the reasons why you have this show, Danny. Good morning, Frederick. And support your local chamber. Support our great local businesses we have here in Frederick. We've got the best. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, taking a look at the news. There's been an increase in airbag thefts in Frederick. Police say thieves have been specifically targeting Hondas. They break into the vehicles and take the airbag from the steering wheel column. These airbags are then sold to retailers and suppliers. Citizens who live in the Wingate and Carrollton neighborhoods in other parts of the city with information or video surveillance that could help this investigation, or ask to contact Frederick PD. Residents can call the department at 301-600-2102. Anonymous tips can be provided by calling 301-600-TIPS, TIPS. That sounds like that would take a lot of work to do that.
Yes.
Probably not. I mean, thieves are pretty good. Probably not as much as you think, just like the people who are stealing the catalytic converters. Now, you have to remember, we have Dave Serio, the guy who does You Ought to Know on Saturdays, and he talks. He has talked ad nauseum about airbags, because Takata airbags, which have been exploding, and then when they do, what's the word I'm looking for? When they do work, a lot of times, like, metal has been flying out of them and actually killing people. So they've had massive recalls on Takata airbags, which made about most of them in the country, in the world, as a matter of fact. So I think people trying to find these to get them replaced, and if it's not a Takata airbag, trying to find another airbag, and maybe that particular model has a newer airbag. So probably the black market's pretty good.
Unreal.
Well, they're supposed to save your life, and they can be dangerous, those airbags. So you got to be careful with them. Getting into other news, two bills dealing with and this is something that Bob and I have been talking about a lot on the Moran News Express. Two bills dealing with Frederick County's agritourism industry undergo public hearings once again. The county council on Tuesday approved amendments to that legislation. One bill would amend the county's building code to clarify the usage of farm buildings for agritourism. It's sponsored by Councilman Jerry Donald, who introduced the amendment to limit the amount of time farm buildings could be used for agritourism to 120 days per year. Now, the purpose of this bill is to clarify when and how an agricultural building can be used for public uses in accordance with the agritourism enterprise definition. He said, so we're taking buildings, not the entire operation. Councilman Steve McKay raised a concern. I appreciate the amendment, but I guess I'm still probably going to be a bit concerned. It's not long enough time, particularly given some of our agritourism business that are trying to operate in multiple seasons across the year. And of course, you can find out more info on that at WFMD.com.
All right. I was reading this morning. I saw somebody posted something about it. Why are we regulating like numbers of fire pits and numbers of days? Why? Why does that matter? Like, what is it hurting?
Absolutely.
Right there. Money.
Yeah.
It's money. It's all about money. If they get to a certain point, then are they using the barn for a haunted barn somewhere? And if they're making money off of it, then because a lot of farmers, they're probably not paying that kind of a tax, an amusement tax or anything like that. So they're looking to get money. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Or making sure
if
that
somebody wants to go beyond 120 days, you're saying they'll have to pay to extend or
maybe
use those facilities. They'll have to permit and pay a different. Yeah. That is so ridiculous, because
that's
here right now I can tell you, Gaver Farm has a beautiful building that they use for a store, but then it's used for storage, and for the Christmas trees, the rest. So now they're probably going to have to pay more money to use the daggone building that they've already paid to build to try to.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
As if our farmers don't struggle enough as it is having to deal with weather concerns and stuff like that. The government says, you know what? Let's take more of the hard-earned money you don't earn and give it towards us.
That's all government does, though. That's all government does, privately, business-wise, agriculture. It is ridiculous. These things don't. The one about the fire pits, because somebody was complaining about smoke. Are you really? Come on. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to complain about something. Now, on the flip side of that, because I love to play devil's advocate here. Think about, so I'm not going to mention where it is, but somebody told me that there is a corn maze somewhere, but they were charging $25 a person to get in. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money if you get 1,000 people, on a good week, on a good fall weekend. or 2,000 people, however that is. And though that's the only thing, you pay for the entrance and then everything you get to do there is free. But, and some people will go, well, you know what? I can't do that. You've got something that's, it's supposed to be a farm, and now you're kind of doing tourism, and now you're taking it away from me if I'm the bowling alley or if I'm, the amusement park or whatever. I mean, that's
ridiculous.
That
ridiculous argument.
Right, because that only happens, certain times of the year. The pumpkin patches, that happens on Halloween. Bowling, you can do it all through the year because it's inside. Okay,
market better. That's what I say. If it truly is somebody like another entertainment venue that is complaining about the fact that maybe 2 or 3 weekends a year in October that a farm has the capability to garner that sort of crowd, that is nuts. That is nuts. Yeah. That is a crybaby. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing and do what you do best.
Tell us how you really feel, Danny.
I hate that argument. I think that's ridiculous.
She's right. Market yourself better. We live in a country where you can have great ideas.
Everyone's got the same opportunities.
Absolutely.
Make yours better.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Agreed. All right. So real quickly getting into weather. I'm sorry. I got one more bit of news here to read, Danny. The Maryland State Fire Marshal's Office says the cause of a structure fire in Washington County Monday afternoon was accidental. At around 4:45 p.m., firefighters were dispatched to 10906 Rosewood Drive in Hagerstown for a garage fire. They spent 5 minutes bringing the flames under control, which is not bad at all. I mean, a lot of times you see they're there longer. There were no injuries. Investigators say the fire originated in the rear of the garage. An individual started a controlled burn and left it unattended, which shouldn't have happened. If you're going to do a controlled burn, do not leave it unattended. The fire spread to the exterior of the garage. A neighbor discovered the fire. And taking a quick look at weather today, there are clouds and some sun this morning with clouds for this afternoon, with more clouds for this afternoon. Tonight, again, partly cloudy, low 37. Tomorrow, sunny, high around 60 and low of 38 tomorrow. And Bob's going to talk about the Mets who are playing today, right, Bob, for sports?
No, not at all. We're going to talk about Aaron Judge hitting his first home run of the postseason, and the Yankees win. The Yankees win over the Cleveland Guardians 6-3 Tuesday night. 2-0 lead in that American League Championship Series. Alex Ovechkin assisted on goals by Tom Watson. The Capitals ended the Golden Knights season opening win streak at 3 games with a 4-2 victory on Tuesday night. The Spires City Ghost Hounds are extending their hiatus through the 2025 season. The club announced that on Tuesday. They held out on a sabbatical last year, and they have an intention to come back in 2026, but I'm thinking that's not going to happen either. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not we'll ever see the Ghost Hounds playing at Nemeo Field at Harry Grove Stadium. One bit of kind of a head-scratching news, and we really don't have any other information than what was published, and that is the head coach for the Brunswick Railroaders has stepped aside. Longtime coach Jerry Smith. Rich Perry will be the acting head coach for Brunswick High School football team. I think they're 5-1 on the season. No word on why he stepped aside. FCPS does not make comments on Smith's status with the team, citing school systems policy not to make public comment on personnel matters. So that's kind of an interesting news. I obviously you always think the worst. Something happened, and because if he was sick, then I think maybe they'd let us know. But I don't know, and we're just speculating here.
Yeah, he left TJ in a rush when he went to Brunswick. So interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Danny, so let me give you a little piece of advice. What you could do for Christmas coming up, we all know that's expensive. If you have family who's out of town, knows nothing about Frederick, go ahead and get him some discounted Ghost Town shirts and say, hey, I got you some shirts from Frederick's baseball team, the Ghost Towns. You get them at like 60,
I know,
70,
there should be like a fire sale on all their merch.
Well,
but they're ever coming back.
I like their logo, and I went online, and there's still a hat, $25. seems to be a bit much to me.
I'm gonna get a couple of those Ghost Hounds shirts from my mother and father since they don't live in Frederick, and say,
Right?
hey, Merry Christmas. Oh wait,
Yeah,
my mother
there
watches
you go.
this.
Oh, well, we thank you guys so much. And Chris, we'll be rooting for your Mets for you today.
More importantly, root for me that I don't break my freaking neck on Friday when I ride that horse. Root for me for
Can't
that.
wait for the video.
Yeah, right? In his
All right.
chaps.
Have a great day. We'll see you guys
Thank
tomorrow.
you, guys.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back with what's happening in Frederick. We've got Keisha from H&H Travel, Robert Wilson from the William F. Moran Museum and Foundation, and Jordan from Falling Squares. All of that will be coming up just after this.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shattered family beyond compare.
Join Hartley House on October 18th and 19th for 2 incredible events. Get your tickets for Cocktails and Carbs on Friday the 18th from 6 until 9 and plan to attend Walk a Mile in Their Shoes on the 19th at 10 a.m. in Baker Park. Your participation will help to end intimate partner violence. Details at hartleyhouse.org.
All right, let's talk about what's happening in Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue. They are a family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company. They cook in small batches to make sure the food is as fresh as it can be when it arrives on your plate. Find them at intensebarbecue.com. That's I-N, the number 1, the number 0, SEBBQ.com. And you can satisfy your meat tooth. And if you're doing any holiday get-togethers and you want some amazing food, contact them, intensebarbecue.com. All right, let's see what's happening. All right, we still have some hurricane. Now, don't forget, you can go to promocircus.com, click on Everything Frederick Live and the calendar of events to see the full list of all the events that we have on that calendar. And I am telling you, there are no less than about 50 things happening in Frederick every single day of the week. It's nuts. Sometimes up to 100 different events. Okay, that's where you can go. Now, the ongoing efforts for the hurricane relief, Pulling for Veterans leaves this Friday morning donations for their second haul. So they took a bunch down on Monday. They're taking another loads down on Friday. They're accepting donations at the American Legion on Taney Avenue from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. today and tomorrow. Now, this is the stuff that they really need. They'll take whatever. They'll take whatever you're dropping off. But they have requests for any medical equipment, including like braces, leg braces, knee braces, those sorts of things, crutches, canes, walkers, eyeglasses, over-the-counter medications, winter gear, and some of that winter gear like outerwear, jackets, that sort of thing can be gently used. New wool socks. It's getting very cold. It's cold here. Solar lights, flashlights, propane stoves, and fuel, amongst other things. You can go to Pulling for Veterans Facebook page to find out exactly what is needed. But today and tomorrow, 11 to 5, Taney Avenue, if you have the opportunity to grab some items, please do so. And you can drop them off there, and then they will take them down to North Carolina on Friday morning. All right, Wednesday, that's today. This is what's happening today. Frederick County Animal Control is doing that free microchipping from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Again, Taney Avenue, American Legion, drop off your donations for Pulling for Veterans. High school sports throughout the county. And 6 p.m. tonight, there's board game night at Old Mother Brewing. Tomorrow, again, 11 to 5, American Legion, Taney Avenue, drop off your donations. Myersville Community Library tomorrow evening, 6:30, chess for kids. And 7 p.m., Thurmont American Legion has line dancing. How fun. Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Delaplane Arts Center. It's cocktails and carbs to benefit Hartley House. Tickets are $75 per person, $125 per couple. You will get exquisite cocktails and mouth-watering carb-loaded appetizers, plus you're going to be helping the Hartley House. You can get your tickets at hartleyhouse.org. And then 1:30 to 3 p.m. on Friday, it is Trek or Treat at Tree Trekkers. It's the first day. So grab your tickets for a time slot at treetrekkersmd.com. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I got to head to Tree Trekkers tomorrow to decorate our platform. All right, Saturday, 10 a.m., Baker Park Band Shell. It's Walk a Mile in Their Shoes to benefit Hartley House. You can sign up at hartleyhouse.org. 10 a.m. to 2:30, Trek or Treat at Tree Trekkers. So get your tickets for a time slot for that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Kids can wear their costumes and zoom around the trees collecting goodies. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday is the William F. Moran Museum and Foundation in Middletown. They're doing their 9th annual All Forged Knife Show and Auction. Very cool. We talked to Robert today about I didn't know anything about who Bill Moran was. And he was an amazing artist, creating these gorgeous knives. And I'm telling you, amazing stuff there. So if you've never been there or checked that out, I encourage you to do so. And Sunday, October 20th, 10 a.m., Namaste 7, Nightmare at Crash and Catharsis Rage Factory. So you get the Rage Room plus yoga, and it all benefits SHIP. And 11:30 or 12:30, you can go to Warehouse Cinemas for their brunch club and watch Death Becomes Her. And 6:30 p.m., Field of Screams in Olney if you're ready for the scary stuff. Now, coming soon, save the date. Well, ladies, if you'd like to join me and Shannon Flannery, plus our friends, we've got 24 places on the Maryland double-decker bus. We're doing onesie, twosie. We're here for the bus boozy. All right. It is going to be fun. We're going to pregame at the home of everything Frederick. We're going to hop on the bus and tool around Frederick, stopping at 10th Ward for a specialty cocktail. Tickets are $25 per person. It is a onesie or PJ themed or Halloween shirt themed. You can wear that too if you're not into that sort of thing. It's going to be a lot of fun though. So we have 24 spaces open. And if the weather is nice, we're going to check the weather. We can open up the bottom half of the bus too, because if it's not nice weather, then all the people in the up top need to come down to the bottom, you know? So anyway, if you want to join, message me, reach out. We'd love to have you on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. October 26th, you got the 8 a.m. all-in TJ 3 5K Color Rush event to benefit fighting cancer, of course, through the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund. At 2 o'clock, it's Canines on the Creek to benefit FSK Lions Club. And on the 29th at 5:30, it is the Junior Entrepreneur Pitch Competition, which I believe the deadline has passed to get your entry in there. But if you still have a child, you can reach out to the city and see if they will take your application. All right. So that is what's happening in Frederick. And if you have an event you want included on the calendar or you want me to talk about, email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. All right. Let's talk about who is making our market great. Market Makers is sponsored by the Healing Storm. Shannon and her team strive to create an environment where you're seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative holistic healing methods to relieve stress and pain. There's massage therapy, Reiki, lymphatic massage, and a whole healing journey program. Check out thehealingstorm.com for all the details, and you can even schedule your appointment. The Healing Storm, a place to unwind and recharge through alternative healing. So excited. I have my massage, which I had to postpone until tonight. I can't wait. Oh, it's the best hour of my entire month. I can tell you that for sure. Keisha has been planning family vacations for years, and now she can help you and your family enjoy the trip of a lifetime. I'm excited to introduce you to Keisha from HH Travel. To get out and about, maybe take a vacay. Well, Keisha Hines Harris can help you. She is the owner of HH Voyage Travel Agency. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Nothing better. This is like the best line of work, I think, to be in because nothing makes people happier than planning a vacation. How long have you been doing the travel gig?
It's been a couple of years now, full time.
Nice.
Yeah. And I've been planning for my family for many years before that, though.
Of course. That's usually how it begins. Absolutely. Yeah. Tell me, what is it about travel that you love?
Oh, one of the main things I love about travel is meeting other new people in their culture, in their environment. And I like a good experience. And the experience is just part of meeting people. So that's why I love it.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite places that you guys have been?
Just like an actor, it's like the last movie is your favorite. I think the last destination we've been is my favorite. So we just came back from Iceland, actually. So Iceland is my favorite.
Wow. How was that?
Amazing. I mean, if you've never been to an environment like this where you can see glaciers, you can see waterfalls and a volcano in the same place, this is the place to be.
I think that's wonderful. You know, it's funny, a few years ago, friends of mine found some really cheap flights to Iceland and went for it was like a 4-day thing, but they loved it.
Amazing. And actually not that expensive like people think. It's really close, only 5.5 hour flight.
Yeah. It's almost as far just to go to LA. So There you go.
That's correct.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how actually, let me back up a little bit. What is the most popular travel that you book? Do you have something that you specialize in, or it's really just, hey, wherever people want to go?
So mine is more so not the destination, but it's more so the group, or we will also do couples quite often. So families often call me when they want to take their kids. I also have kids, so I understand.
Yeah. So you know all the places you may want to go to keep them happy too. Awesome. That's really great. And it can be anything, right? Cruise, just tour destinations. Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of Europe, and funny enough, I'm doing a lot of Africa right now.
Oh.
So Africa is a big destination for 2025 and 2026. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I keep, well, 2026. Oh, well, yeah. 2025, I told my husband that's our 25th anniversary. I want to do a
Nice.
safari in Africa. That's awesome. Is that the kind of travel most people are doing, or what are they doing? Everything?
Absolutely. That is like the number one thing. They want to do safaris. They want that unique experience without breaking the bank. So Tanzania has opened up to more travelers. Madagascar has 2 new resorts with Rio that opened up, which is before they didn't have a lot of tourism because they didn't want a lot of tourism.
Right.
So now they have these new resorts that literally just opened up about a month ago. You're going to start seeing more people book in Madagascar too, which is really a unique destination. So
Yeah.
kudos to myself.
Yeah, very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What would you say if you had to give people, 1 or 2 travel tips when they're planning? What would you say are like the top 2 things you need to consider before planning the trip that you want to go on?
So I always say for my own family, for my own self, that think about what you want to spend, because having a budget is great, but realistic budget is something totally different. So I'll always say that. And so when I talk to my clients, I always say, let's talk it out and see what are those deal breakers. What is a must do? So for you, you said you wanted to do that safari, then that's a must do. But maybe you don't need to have a 5-star dinner every night. Maybe you want to go check out and walk around and find someplace local, or maybe a recommendation. So I always tell people, find those deal breakers that fit within your budget. That's 2. I would say the other thing is, sometimes it doesn't have to be all planned out. I'll do the hard labor of giving you all the research. I'll do the bare bones, and sometimes just go have fun and enjoy the destination. You don't have to plan every detail out.
Yeah, that is great advice. I've traveled a lot. Sometimes an over-planned vacation does not seem like a vacation. So, yeah. Yeah, every now and then you need that one day to sleep in and enjoy and just relish in the air, your surrounds.
Yeah, be glad you're not at home.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. So how can people reach out to you? What's the easiest way?
I would say most of my clients text me at my phone number, 202-250-0596. And they'll say, hey, I'm looking for a trip. But the other main way is email me. It's a quick email. I will get back to you typically in 24 to 48 hours to kind of see what you're looking for when you want to travel. But also, can I give you some tips and tricks about your travel? Like, I like to do off the beaten path. So I really kind of want to know, what kind of traveler are you? Or are you looking for something completely different than you've ever done before? Which is awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of nice too, that you have that in you where you like to just kind of explore new things, and you're not, you like to do both, or you have experience in both, which is really quite good. Is if there was one thing you'd want people to know who are watching about you and your travel company, what would that be?
I really love helping people plan a great vacation, whatever that looks like, even if that's in the country, if that's out the country, if that's with your kids, without your kids. I want to make sure that you have a great time and that you get what you need out of that. So if it's relaxation or that adventure that you've been looking for, I will hope that you get it from me.
Yeah, that's great. And I think that it's really good that you provide that one-on-one kind of awareness with people, and they feel like you're in their corner. You're in their corner.
Totally.
Are there any like specials or sales coming up in the next few months? Like, what's big now that people may want to do, even if it seems kind of last minute?
So people are booking cruises like crazy for December. It's a lot of great deals through all of them, whether it be Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian. They're having 30 and 40% off. So you can really get a great deal even last minute. Also, another big destination before the end of this year, New Year's, believe it or not, Iceland is top of people's mind. They want to get out, they want to see those Game of Thrones sites, and they want to just do something different. So it doesn't always have to be a beach vacation. So there's a lot of great deals. I would say a package deal for Iceland for 5-6 days is well under $2,000 with the flight, with the hotel, with the airport transfer. So just contact me. I just came. I did a lot of research. I actually explored a lot. So yeah, it's a lot of great destinations. But I would say for me, that cruises in Iceland, if you're on the East Coast here, is going to be one of those top destinations.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, look, we appreciate your time this afternoon. Keisha has HH Voyage Travel Agency, and you can reach out to her if you'd like to plan your next getaway. She will be right there alongside you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. All right. Want to thank her. What about Iceland? Oh my gosh. I've heard it's amazing. Actually, our neighbors just went there this past year. And yeah, I think that would be a really cool one. All right. One more quick break. Then we're going to come back with Robert Wilson from the William F. Moran Museum and Foundation and Jordan from Falling Squares coming up just after these couple messages.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Join Hartley House on October 18th and 19th for 2 incredible events. Get your tickets for Cocktails and Carbs on Friday the 18th from 6 until 9 and plan to attend Walk a Mile in Their Shoes on the 19th at 10 a.m. in Baker Park. Your participation will help to end intimate partner violence. Details at hartleyhouse.org.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come fling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art Splatter Room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
Oh, yes. And A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and it's located right here in Frederick. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding. They do windows and gutters, and they can also take care of a patio or a deck. Call 301-703-2157, or you can email info@ansconstruction.net. Sandra is the winner of tons of awards, even locally. I think she won the SAS Magazine Award, probably won Best of the Best. I'm telling you, there's a reason for that, is because she does amazing work and she'll take good care of you. You can get $750 off any roof or siding replacement, or $50 off any roof repairs if you let Sandra know that you found her on Good Morning Frederick. Again, ansconstruction.net for all the details there. All right, let's go. What are we doing? Oh, we're talking about doing good in our neighborhood. Robert Wilson is so proud to be heading up the William. Oh, wait, I didn't. Yeah, I don't know what I just did there. All right. Well, we have to. let me do this. We're gonna do the We'll do it as a market maker. Here we go. We cannot forget about our great sponsors, because without them, we would not be here. All right. Sponsored by Antietam World Travel Service. Why trust Antietam World Travel Service to coordinate your vacation? Well, it's simple. They're a full-service travel agency to save you countless hours of online research. They have relationships with suppliers that are going to give you the best value and some perks that you don't have access to. And they monitor your bookings for unexpected changes. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com right now, and you can get started on your dream vacation. All right, Robert Wilson is very proud to be heading up the William F. Moran Museum and Foundation. I actually visited for the first time, never been in there before, and I'm so impressed. It is so great. Even if you're not a knife person, it's not really about the knives. It's about the artistry and how they make them. Let's talk to Robert and find out more, especially about this event they're doing on Saturday. Let's see, where am I? I'm in Middletown.
You are.
Yeah,
in Middletown.
I'm at the.
So I'd like to make sure everybody knows correctly that the big picture, the big umbrella is the William F. Moran Museum and Foundation Incorporated.
Yes.
A 501c3 nonprofit.
Yes.
And the building that we're in right now is the W.F. Moran Bladesmith and Artisan Academy.
Yes.
So lots of titles.
Yes, and you are right now the.
Well, I'm the president.
Head honcho.
Well, I guess you could say that. I'm the president of the foundation. Of the museum and foundation, and I'm the director of the school of the academy.
Yes. And you just spent quite a bit of time with me telling me the story of Bill Moran. So fascinating, and really someone to be revered for what he actually accomplished on his own, just trying to figure things out. I love that. And being right from here in the Frederick County area.
Yeah. Being a native of Frederick County is, so many times I think we take small things like that for granted. But Bill, he wasn't just a person from Middletown and where he had a shop, but from Frederick County, from Maryland, from the United States. I mean, it just expands out.
Yeah, and became one of the most well-known or.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fame has a way of dwindling with age and years, but his consistency of notoriety has been really, really, really great. And that's part of our mission statement, is to keep his mission and his notoriety alive. We continue that by doing things like this. We do outreach to schools. Tomorrow I'm going to a nursing home, a retirement home, to give a talk about Bill Moran. And then we keep our museum updated, and we have things like our knife show coming up.
Yes, and not being a knife person myself, you can't help but be in awe of the beauty of the designs and what he was able to create from steel, and even the leather and the ivory, and all of that is just really amazing, to be honest.
Well, it is. And, the thing that has always amazed me is that so many people have a connotation of knives of being a weapon. But these really, he coined the term art blades, and they are a masterful thing of beauty. I mean,
they really are.
And to have that type of passion to continue to create and do things different, and to want it to be so well preserved. It's just it is fantastic. And he was such a craftsman. He could do so many things. And a few things that I pointed out to you. Anything from the leather work to the woodworking to sculptures. The artistry was just there.
Which is pretty incredible. So he really hit his prime in the 60s and 70s, would you say?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, he'd been very well sought after as a knife maker up through the 40s and 50s. When the Vietnam War came, he had another insurgence of popularity. He was making a lot of knives for the military, for individual servicemen, and with that insurgent came popularity. He was not one to really seek out the spotlight, but it just came as a result.
Well, when you do good work, that's what happened. All right, so this Saturday, you guys are having a show. You happen to be bringing in some pretty even I knew who was coming when you talk about Forged in Fire, right?
Right, that's right.
And that's the show I know my husband has watched before as well. And you have 3 of the judges that are coming on Saturday.
We do, yeah. It's October 19th from 10 to 4. We have Ben Abbott, we have Dave Baker, and we have Jay Nielsen. 3 out of the 4, ain't bad.
Yeah.
Doug, I talked to him, and he said he would love to have come, but he was already scheduled for something.
Another engagement, yeah.
But, yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. And so what is going to happen on the day? How do you see the day going?
Well, like I said, we start at 10 o'clock. That's when the show officially opens. We have 34 tables of knife makers set up.
Wow.
So, it's great to have Ben and Dave and Jay here, but we also have then, 31 other knife makers that are going to be here presenting their knives. Part of the qualification to do this is you must be a member of the foundation, and you must have at least 5 forged blades on your table.
Wow.
So these are all for sale. Everything's for sale. Ben and Jay, and I think Dave also said that they would all have knives for sale at their tables. So
very cool.
It is a time to showcase all of the makers. Most of the makers, are local enough that they come here, they come to our meetings, and they participate here at the academy.
Yeah, which is very cool. So when I went to the website to figure out who you guys were and why I was going to be talking to you, I saw some of the classes. I actually added the classes. We have an Everything Frederick calendar, and I put them on there, even though they're very small, and I'm sure they sell out pretty quickly. But I think it's really interesting for people to know that you can actually come and learn in the place or adjacent to the place that Bill Moran actually created his works, and very cool to learn that stuff.
Yeah.
So who teaches that?
Well, so we have a couple of different ways that we end up with instruction. So when we're talking about just the knives themselves or bladesmithing, knife making, we have a primary instructor. His name is Ed Clark. He's a journeyman smith. We have Mike Diener, who's an apprentice smith. And then we have various other makers that come in for all different other disciplines. The president of I talked to you about the American Bladesmith Society.
Yeah.
He was here to teach a class on metallurgy. And, so Jay Nielsen, that's how we first got involved with Jay. Jay came here and taught 2 classes, I think.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, and we are looking to increase that. As a matter of fact, we're looking to have a class of all female.
Oh.
That's what I'd really like to do. I'd like to have a class of just female, because some people get the idea, well, not that I have 19-inch biceps, but you got to be this big hawking person, but you don't. Some of the most wonderful bladesmiths out there are female.
Yeah.
They have an eye for symmetry and artistry, and it's just they just do beautiful work. So I'd like to have a class where the ladies don't feel pressured by having 275-pound half Hulk Hogan beside them pounding away, where they can do the work and learn.
That would be great. Well, when you're ready to do that, we'll definitely put it out there. Good. But you're going to want to come check it out. It's a beautiful museum and building dedicated to somebody who really, you can tell, loved his craft. Perfected some of the, just beautiful patterns. And I learned about Damascus blades. My husband actually, we saw one actually a couple of nights ago at an auction.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, "Oh, that's a Damascus." I said, "What is that?" And he told me. And then I just saw the one here. So yeah, really, really interesting. It is this Saturday, 10 to 4, the W.F. Moran, right? Museum?
Well, almost.
Okay.
W.F. Moran Bladesmith and Artisan Academy.
Gotcha. That's where we are.
And then the William F. Moran Museum and Foundation.
There you go. A lot of names,
Yep.
but all you need to know is it's right down in Middletown. We're going to put the website and all the information on screen for you. Come on down, 10 to 4, check it out. And if you have any people who really do love knives, they're going to want to be here as well. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. And I started to say, and I'll just add this real quick.
Sure.
Even if people don't fully appreciate a knife itself. It's really the artistry and the mastery of doing this type of stuff, from woodworking to the leather work and all that. I mean, to me, as somebody that has no talent, to me, that's what appeals to me as much as anything.
Yeah,
just
agree, 100%.
Just seeing how these guys can, end up taking a raw piece of steel or a piece of leather and just turn it into something that's beautiful.
Yes, I agree 100%. All right, well, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, it's going to be a great event. Hopefully you're going to head out there. All right. Jordan and Falling Squares got started with the 72 Film Fest and been producing videos for the last several years. Let's meet Jordan. Today that I am chatting with Jordan Holt from Falling Squares. Welcome to Good Morning Frederick, Jordan.
Thank you so much for having me, Danny. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent. Thanks for asking. So you are a creative director, or jack of all trades, as you said, of Falling Squares. Tell our viewers a little bit about what Falling Squares does.
Yeah, so Falling Squares kind of like established itself back in 2015. We kind of was just a team at the time for the 72 Film Fest. And after we made like our film, which was Run, it was a short film for the festival, we're like, let's do this, helping small businesses as well as like campaigning event coverages and media type events here in Frederick to kind of like just catapult that documentary style of that we kind of like cater to, but also as well as capturing that essence of like the whole Frederick styles, creating this like small business as well as helping share stories within these small businesses. So we just want to be there, a part of that growth, and no part of your demographic, creed, or anything. Just want to be there to be like, you have a group that will help you and take you in if you love film, or if you love any sort of like media related like community events within Frederick. We just want to help you be a part of that community.
Do you, I guess, get contracted to go to events like Alive at 5 and film, or you just find kind of what is happening and you film it and put stuff together?
A little bit of both. So I had kind of like a personal connection with Downtown Frederick Partnership. Back then, it was like this great like group of women that I was able to just kind of like take the leads with and kind of like help them with their, of course, their campaign. I never speak ill of Downtown Frederick Partnership. They're kind of like inspiration to like how we have ever like gotten even started. So just being a part of like them and a part of everyone else that we work with in Frederick, it's just like these little stepping stones towards like now we've created like a name for ourselves. That was just like the kind of like happiness that I could get like gratification out of. And even with like some of the other stuff that we do, it's just a part of like these things where we've crossed paths with these people that we now can come back to is like, oh, we'd love to help you with like whatever you want to do, or help facilitate some sort of event like here, to be like, this place is awesome. Like, you want to be a part of like this, or like be in this area, to be a part of like a community, like association. So that's kind of how that's been.
Yeah. What project have you worked on that you felt was really highlighted the talent for Falling Squares?
So for Falling Squares, once we made like kind of our, I'd say like bread and butter with events, is with movie night. So ever since COVID, we had this idea of like, we always had this like envisionment of watching movies together, but not just movies you watch at home or rent from like Wonderbook or off streaming or anything. It's like films that people in the area have made that you might see off like YouTube, or something that like you see off like a website that they're just trying to like avidly campaign. It's like, I made this great short film, like I want people to see it. So we kind of had this idea of like, well, if we have like a movie night, but incorporate short films from filmmakers around the area to kind of like showcase them and show them off. So they're just not waiting on like an algorithm from YouTube or something else to kind of get them millions and millions of views that you see now. It could just be as simple as like maybe 100 views, but also like seeing live bodies experience their films that they work so hard on. They're so passionate about these. You can imagine like so many creatives here in Frederick that are going through school that now is actually being campaigned across with like FCC. Hood College has like a broadcasting department now, which I've even had talks at Hood College. It was like, we didn't have a broadcasting department when I graduated. So I was like, you have it so nice now. Like you guys have it so well. Back when I was just filming off of phones, and now you guys have like these nice expensive cameras, but still got the point across that you don't need like either. You can shoot off of your phone now, which of course is now something that you can film movies off of. So it's one of those things where it's like kind of bringing those like small hometown vibes and bringing it to like a larger scale to be like movie night is something to where it's like you can attend for free, you can submit your short films for free, and you can just be a part of this community that just loves watching creatives shine. We were partnered with the Frederick Arts Council. They kind of like took us under their wing to be like a consistent, like regular basis of every first Friday you can have these short film screenings here, to where it's just been made history ever since 2022.
Yeah, very cool. How big is Falling Squares? How many employees are there?
It's just 3 of us right now. We had we had 4, and then it dropped down to 3 because one of our guys ended up moving out to LA to pursue acting career.
Oh, nice.
He's doing pretty good there. But from here in the Frederick, like kind of home base, it's just us 3. It's Austin Burns, Brad Austin, and myself, who kind of like delegate those roles of kind of running this kind of
very
coordination.
Yeah, very good. So I'm assuming we can send people through to your website if they'd like more information. We'll make sure that URL is on the screen. But if you're looking for some sort of film coverage for an upcoming event or your local business, Falling Squares could be the business to help you out. They can just reach out to you, right? And you can come on out and let them know how that will work.
Yes, ma'am. So for Falling Squares is more so like the events and community. For production side, for if you want your event to be covered and have like little highlight packages done together, that would be through Black Fox Pictures. And we just recently did an event at Sky Stage where Black Fox Pictures helped live stream that whole event with like 3 DJs at Sky Stage. It was awesome.
Fun.
And
well, that's awesome, Jordan. Well, we really appreciate your time today. Falling Squares is the name of the company. We thank you and wish you a great day.
Thanks so much, Danny, for having me.
All right. I want to thank Jordan for that. Okay, coming up tomorrow's show, Bob and Chris from WFMD will be back. We have Ronald Lehman, a local artist. He's painted some things I'm sure you'll recognize. And we have Melissa from Alazzo Med Spa with her newest edition, NAD Wellness Spa. Join us for tomorrow's show. Also, tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. Have an amazing day. Let's get out there and let's be great, Frederick.